My advice would be based on my communication with American clients coming to Europe. My advice would be is don't expect that everything is the same as back home, but also look through the difficulties or the perceived difficulties, because there is, especially I would say in the residential area, there are so many opportunities. It is well, in a country like the Netherlands, there is a shortage of housing. There's a shortage of good residential units. It's 2015. It's kind of, and that's not only on the residential side, but also student housing. And yeah, I'm really pleased to see that, for example, one of our clients, Greystar, has picked up a very large student location in Amsterdam. So see through the difficulties, go through the pain to get to know the European market.
Okay, good. Tim?
Well, I think I pick up on your pet daycare trend. I would try to tell people that if they think that this is a key trend in Europe, they better speak to a local asset manager who tells them that in the residential space, maybe rent regulation as a changing rent regulation is important to understand for somebody who's investing really before they put their first dollar into the market.
Okay, good. Guillaume?
Yeah, I'm going to repeat a little bit what my colleagues just said, but the first thing is obviously to have a local presence. So, you know, when investors come from the US, obviously they don't expect this from Europe. Mm-hmm. And even, well, if tomorrow I had to invest in Russia or wherever, I hope not, obviously I would be helped by someone who's on the ground, because, well, you don't understand the regulation, the trends, etc. I think the two important things are, and it's important, I guess, that we should not, as investment asset manager, forget about it, is first to select a good property manager, because this is basically the person who represents you every day to the tenant, and also to keep a pretty close and good relationship with your tenant, because if you just consider your tenant just as a cash flow and you don't pay any human attention to him, it's for the new renewals or anything is going to be complicated. So local presence, good property manager, and please pay attention to your tenant.
Okay, good. Thank you. Michael?
I'd have two pieces of advice for an overseas investor into Europe, and surprisingly both are related to the asset management. And first of all, if you're an overseas investor, don't try and second-guess the asset management on a 100-metre letting in some part of France or Germany that you won't have heard of. Give that faith to the asset manager, let them get on, because sometimes you really do have to sign a lease in the afternoon if you want to secure a tenant, and they may have only gone around the building in the morning. So in terms of control, systems, just get that balance right. And secondly, many overseas investors will want a no-fault termination in an asset management contract when you're investing in the project as well. And bluntly, that really grates, and I think that the asset management power to say no to those clauses is very fast disappearing. It just doesn't start off the relationship in the right way if you immediately demand that you've got to have ability to terminate, and then you're fighting about what happens to somebody's loving equity in the deal.